8 years ago, I tasted my very first donut in Munich, and it was amazing. I've been a fan ever since, but I had no idea that donuts could be so complicated. In Germany, they kind of are, because I don't even know what to call them. Hey everyone, I'm Donna and you're watching Wanted Adventure Living Abroad. My first time in downtown Munich, I stumbled into a bakery near Marienplatz, and it was everything that I had ever wanted a bakery to be. All around me, a seemingly endless supply of different kinds of poofy, colorful, sweet donuts filled with so many different options of delicious creams. Why can't every bakery be like that? I was so excited. I scanned the rows of sweets, and the only word that I had in my vocabulary to describe what I was seeing was donut. But no, these were more than just regular donuts. What are you called, I wondered. Krapfen, the sign read. Vanilla Krapfen, tiramisu Krapfen, Eierlikör Krapfen, bourbon vanilla Krapfen, chocolate cream Krapfen, nougat Krapfen, and on and on and on as far as the eye could see. I went for a vanilla Krapfen, and it was like nothing else I had ever eaten. The dough was light and fluffy, the top covered in a really sweet, slightly hard glaze, and the cream in the middle was super creamy and rich, but not too sweet. It was perfection. I lived in Prague at that time, and when I went back at the end of my trip in Munich, I took with me 2 or 3 donuts, which barely made the journey home. When I returned to Munich a few weeks later, I was so excited to get my hands on another one of those creamy, delicious Krapfen, but to my horror, there were none to be found anywhere. I looked everywhere. I searched in every bakery that I could find around town. The beautiful sea of donuts had vanished without a trace, as though it had never actually even been there in the first place. Perhaps it hadn't. Perhaps it had all just been a mirage or something that I had dreamed up. Something that delicious could not truly actually exist on this earth. Could it? Yeah, it does exist, just not all the time. So at least here in Munich, you can get normal jelly-filled donuts year-round, but I learned that the other, more fancy ones show up just for a little while during Faschingszeit, the carnival time before Lent. But okay, so now I know where to find them, when to find them, and their name. Krapfen, right? Not so fast. I was stunned to find out that around Germany, there are actually lots and lots and lots of different names for the beautiful, delicious donut. And from what I've heard, sometimes the name that exists in one area for, say, a jelly-filled donut is actually used to describe a totally different kind of donut in another part of Germany. So here in Munich, I've seen it called a Krapfen or a Faschingskrapfen, which makes sense because they come out during this time. But there are also some totally different names for it. Kreppel is one that I've heard is used in Hesse, and the name Berliner seems to be used in a lot of places, although not in Berlin, where people call it a Pfannkuchen. And this is especially interesting to me because Pfannkuchen is the German word that I know for pancake. And a pancake, by the way, is called an Eierkuchen, literally egg cake in Berlin. And that's not even getting into the fact that in some places in Germany, you also have donuts that look like this, and then these donuts also have different names and can be called different things too. So my question for you is, what do you call a donut where you live, and what kind of donut is your favorite? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I also hope that you will enjoy the bloopers that are coming up next. Until next time, auf Wiedersehen. I must know thy sweet name. As far as the eye could see. Again, a little dramatic. My eyes scanned the rows of sweets. The only word in my regular donuts. 8 years ago, I tasted my very first donut in